Welcome beatmakers and producers to this overview of the brand new standalone MPC One. This is our latest MPC to join the family. MPC One's our most compact and tactile MPC ever designed without compromising on features, running the same MPC software that's in Live NX and can also run in controller mode with our MPC desktop software. So why don't you join me and let's have a closer look at the brand new MPC One. Now the first thing you'll notice about MPC One is its 7-inch high-definition multi-gesture touchscreen. This is the same screen that's featured on MPC Live. Now as we use touch on a daily basis, I can swipe across the screen, I can change my velocity levels on notes instantly. If I want to edit a sample, I can simply take my finger and drag the start and end points just by a touch and swipe of the screen. We can zoom in and out of samples accurately, which makes editing a breeze. We've also added function buttons for all of the key workflow parameters such as note repeat, 16 levels, browsing samples, grid mode, notes, quantize, and much more. You'll also notice the 16 iconic MPC pads, which are full velocity sensitive with RGB support, allowing you to color the pads to your own liking. You can access all pad banks, A through to H, directly from the hardware. We also have 4 touch capacitive controllers across 4 banks, allowing you to control all of your parameters in real time. You also have up to 8 CV gate outputs for connecting all of your modular racks. So making beats inside MPC One is a real fast and creative workflow because you're not tethered to a computer. So let's dive in and have a closer look. Now the first thing I want to do is access my sounds. So we press browser and now this takes us to the MPC One factory library content. Now if we select our drum kit icon, we can now see all of the kits inside the library. Now the new library has everything from classic drum machines to modern hip-hop, more old school, to modern day R&B and trap. Now to load a kit, press our load tab, and now this is in MPC One's memory. So now to make a beat, we're going to select a kit from one of the kits we've loaded, turn on our quantize to make sure everything's in time. We're recording our beat to our sequence and our tempo is 107. Now let's start with a melodic sample. Hit record. MPC will loop automatically and we'll turn on our metronome. Now let's add the kick and snare. We're now going to record our hi-hats by using MPC's note repeat by holding down the pad and the notes will synchronize to our tempo. MPC One also has a grid editor so you can view all of your notes. Simply hit Shift and Grid. Now let's double up our hi-hat rolls using note repeat and changing the time division. And we can double again. Now to erase any of our notes, simply hold down the erase button and the pad, and then release. You can also achieve this using the toolbar and selecting the eraser. We can also draw notes on the grid by using our pencil icon. We can also move notes off the grid by using Don't Snap, selecting the notes, and then using our data wheel, moving the notes left and right. This will loosen up your beat, taking it off the quantize. Now we also have 16 levels, which will chromatically retune or repitch your sound across all 16 pads. As I play the pads, the velocity gets louder, and when we select tune in, they will be repitched across the pads. This is great for 808s and trap hi-hats. MPC One features 3 powerful plug-in instruments and a collection of sample-based instruments for instant production. Let's have a closer look. This is Tube Synth, which emulates the vintage sounds of analog polysynths, integrated with 5 powerful air effects, filters, envelopes, and presets. Using MPC One's encoders allows you to affect the sound in real time. Then we have Electric. Electric brings the smooth sound of a Rhodes to any demanding dance, R&B, or modern pop production. Then you can edit the sound by adding pickup, bell noise, chorus, tremolo, and much more. Then we have Bassline. Bassline emulates the classic sound of a mono synth with a contemporary twist for today's productions. You can emulate such sounds as 303s, Moog basses, low subs, and much more. Bassline also includes onboard effects, presets, and real-time controls. MPC One features a powerful chords and scales mode, so if you don't have a great understanding of music theory, this feature will allow you to apply some great textures to your productions. Now to enter notes mode, hold down Shift and press notes. We can now see our scale. We can change the octave, and we can play chord progressions. Now I'm using the F9 instrument expansion that comes with MPC One to drive all of these sounds in our chords and scales mode. Now we're going to make a track from scratch. Now we're laying our chords down. Once we've added our chords, we're going to add some melody by selecting another track. And we're going to use our scales mode. Now this is recorded, we select another track and we're going to add a bass line underneath our production. Now our bass line's finished, we'll add some lo-fi piano to finish off our beat. Now all these sounds are directly coming from the F9 instrument expansion. MPC One features a very powerful step sequencer on board. This is great for producing electronic music, driving your modular rack, or connecting external MIDI keyboards to sequence. Now to access the step sequencer, you can either press the dedicated button or the touch UI icon. Now we're in the step sequencer, let's select our sound, and we can now add the notes onto our touch UI or via the pads. Select another bar and add our kick. Press start. And now let's select our clap and add this to our sequence. Now we'll add some hi-hats and we're going to use the touch UI to add velocity curves. You can see how fast this makes programming when you're creating dynamics. Now let's add a melodic sample. Go to our next bar. And we'll add our open hat. And now let's add a row of hi-hats using our touch UI. And then we'll finish off using a kit to add some textures over the top. Sampling is a real fun and creative way to capture ideas and performances that you can add to your productions. Let's play our beat. We hit sampler. We start our vinyl and hit record. MPC One is now capturing my performance live. Once finished, press stop. And now we can save and edit our sample. I can even chop in real time. MPC One can record up to 8 audio tracks, so you can add vocals, melodies, guitars or live performances to your beats. You can also import audio files such as acapellas to do remixing. Let's jump into audio, let's set up our record and press play. Let's capture our full performance in real time. Like a DAW, you can see the audio file being recorded in real time. Now we've recorded our part, let's turn off record and play back. MPC One features a powerful collection of tools to edit and slice samples and loops. This allows you to create chops and breaks in your productions. So let's take a closer look. Now to edit and chop our samples, let's first locate a sound. Once we've found one, we'll press sample edit, and now we can see the WAV file. Now to edit the sample, we can simply use the touch UI and drag our finger across, affecting the start and end points, or we could use our encoders to affect the start and end points. For finer adjustments, you can move down your encoders and it will change the increments. Now to chop our loop, we press trim, which will change to chop, and we can now use threshold or regions or BPM. We can also do this manually using our pads. And now that we've made our chops, we hold down Shift, press Convert, and we make a new program. So now let's go back to our main window, bring in our beat, and let's add our chops over the top. MPC One can record all your automation parameters in real time. Simply turn on automation, go straight to the grid edit, select the parameter you wish to automate, and then draw this in using the touch UI. You can also do this in step mode using step automation, or you can use the 4 encoders, select an effect, and apply your change in real time. MPC One allows us to mix and master our beats directly inside the hardware, which includes over 100 studio quality effects which can be applied individually to our pads, tracks, or across our entire mix. You have everything from reverbs, delays, filters, dynamic compression, and EQ. parallel and bus compression to your drum mix, and mastering on your final track. You can also apply lo-fi filters, noise gates, distortions, and vintage effects. The Touch UI can also become an XY effects pad. This will give you effects such as beat repeat, filters, low pass, high pass, and tape stop. MPC One includes a brand new factory library of sounds and samples which have been produced by some of the best sound designers in the industry, such as Raw Cuts, Decap, F9 Audio, MSX Audio, CR2 and MVP. You also get the F9 instrument expansion with over 100 sample-based instruments. MPC One can also connect directly to Splice by creating a network and synchronizing your entire Splice library directly inside MPC One. You can also play all of your sounds and samples by connecting a USB keyboard directly to MPC One and record your parts into the sequencer.
Thanks for watching this overview of the brand new standalone MPC One. So if you want more information or you want to watch tutorials or videos, head over to the brand new MPC Beats Academy and you can learn all about the product there. See you next time.